Well, one of the things that I remember being your student, and a lot of us, we talk, we reminisce about sitting in the ensemble with you, and all the great, you would put down the stick and go, "Oh, I got to tell you this story." Okay.
I always have stories. Yes.
There's always a story about, but what was really good about the stories was, I mean, for a lot of us, when we've talked about it, is really good professional advice. And so I think that's the last question I want to ask. What is your, professional advice for young students right now that want to go into the music field, or composers that want to go into the music field? What would you tell them?
Well, first of all, if they're studying composition, the most important thing is to write a lot of stuff. I didn't do it when I was an undergraduate and suffered for many years because of it. I thought I was a slow composer. So you got to write a lot of stuff because some of it's going to be really, really bad, and you got to throw it out. But the more you write, the more you learn. Also, listening to a lot of music. And certainly live if possible, if you live in a place that has live music that does new music, which is a lot of places, surprisingly. And the next thing to do is to look at a lot of scores, certainly get to meet a lot of good performers. A lot of composers, composition students, only hang out with other composers. And people in their school are going to be some of the star performers of the future, and they hardly know them. Oh yeah, George, I remember. He used to play, was it the clarinet? And now he's a big-time conductor, And he's forgotten all about you, the composer, that he should be doing your music, right? So those things are really key. And of course, getting good recordings of your music, writing stuff for your fellow students. I mean, so what if your friends play the tuba, the glockenspiel, and the auto harp? Write them a piece for tuba, glockenspiel, and auto harp, It'll never get played again, but at least you did it,
right.
And you'll have a portfolio. Having a portfolio, more than one piece is really important. It sounds so stupid, doesn't it? It sounds like such a cliche. Write a lot of music. I don't know. Those things are really important. And these days, there are so many opportunities for young composers. There's readings, there's commissions, there's prizes, there's this, there's that. None of this stuff existed when I was young. And I think it's great that some of my students over the years have won some of these things because I push them. You've got to go try it. You've got to try everything. When the National Endowment for the Arts, still in their infinite wisdom, gave out fellowships to composers, I'd say to people, look, it's like doing your income tax. You fill out the thing and you submit every year. The chances are you're not going to get it, but you've got to try. You've got to try everything. Yeah. So it's all these things are pretty straightforward, aren't they? There's no secret involved. And be persistent. That's the other thing. You've got to stick to it. I will tell you a story, since you said I tell stories. My friend Tom McKinley, William Thomas McKinley, is a wonderful composer. My oldest composer friend, really. We started Carnegie Mellon University, then Carnegie Tech. We started the same day, 54 years ago. And he used to teach at New England Conservatory. And he would always say tell the following story to his students and say, look, when Tom McKinley, I'm now pretending to be Tom. When I was in school, we had a lot of talented composers, There are a tremendous number at that particular time at Carnegie. And now it's X years later, and there are only two of us still writing music, Tom McKinley and David Stock. Does that mean we were more talented? Absolutely not. We had so many talented people. But we wanted it more. We needed it more. We stuck to it. It's just, we had to do this. Other people may not have to do it. That's fine. Go do something else. It's okay. But to be, quote, successful, whatever that means as a composer, you have to really, really want to be a composer and write music and suffer through the pangs of rejection. And every time you get rejected from something, now you've got to send out 2 more things. Because sooner or later, something good will happen, unless you're really terrible. If you're really terrible, you're probably not watching this video anyway. So yeah. I mean, it sounds so stupid. Stick to it. But persistence pays.
Well, that's great, David. Thank you for joining me here on stage at Louisiana State University.
You're welcome, Brett. Always a pleasure to be here.